Hi folks, Richard Chessy here, nutritionist with the Athleat team, and welcome to a short video on a concept I like to call eating with primary purpose. Now I know that's a bit of a strange title, but please just bear with us and hopefully we'll clear it up and give you some simple hints and tips along the way. Now I find it really quite amusing when I hear people try and justify their consumption or their avoidance of particular types of foods based on what I consider to be non-primary nutrients. Now quite often this is a simple case of lack of nutrition knowledge, so not knowing what nutrients are within a particular food, but often it seems to be an attempt to try and justify a poor nutrition choice, a poor food choice, or rationalise an alternative diet strategy. So what do I mean by that? Well, for example, drinking a big glass of orange juice first thing in the morning with the rationale that it contains a lot of vitamin C and it's therefore good for you, but completely ignoring the fact that the primary nutrient in orange juice is actually sugar. So you're not just consuming it and getting vitamin C, you're getting a heck of a lot of sugar alongside that. So our little mini rule is to try and eat with primary purpose. So if we can make our food choices based on primary purpose or primary nutrients, hopefully we're going to be consuming more of what our bodies want and less of what our bodies don't. So it's a simple case of looking at the foods that you're going to be consuming, identifying what your body needs at that time, and then assessing whether those foods hit or miss your nutrient demands at that time. Now, if we don't pay attention to those primary nutrients, then we certainly risk overconsumption of potentially harmful nutrients, such as the case of overconsumption of sugar in drinking the orange juice, or we risk under-consuming really quite useful functional nutrients, vitamins and minerals and so on. Now, to give you an example of that then, I eat plenty of vegetables, okay? Now I eat them because of their varied and rich vitamin and mineral content and their fibre content. I'm aware of it, but I really don't care how much carbohydrate is contained in vegetables because I'm not eating them for their carbohydrates. I'm eating them for their vitamins, their minerals and their fibre. So it doesn't matter to me how many carbohydrates are in a carrot. I'm not going to stop eating carrots because of their carbohydrate content. I'm going to continue eating them because they give me an excellent range of micronutrients. If I do want carbohydrates, then I'm just going to quite simply select different foods, more carbohydrate-rich foods. I also eat a fair bit of red meat, and I do that to help me hit my protein needs throughout the day or the week. I'm aware of it, but largely I'm concerned about the fat content of that red meat because, again, I'm not going to stop eating that red meat because of its fat. I'm eating the red meat because of its protein content. Same would go for something like nuts. Nuts, a high-calorie snack option, yep, but the primary reason for me to eat nuts is to give myself a nice and broad fat intake, a broad fat profile across the day. Now hopefully that rule of thumb also stands true during exercise. So if you're undertaking high intensity exercise that's particularly glycogen demanding, then consumption of something like a sports drink is entirely justified, whereas the high carbohydrate content of the sports drink wouldn't necessarily be justified at rest. So if the requirement of the snack is to provide a rapid source of glucose to the exercising muscles, then we really shouldn't be too concerned about its micronutrient content or its total calorie content because it's not its primary function. Its primary function is to deliver glucose to the working muscle there. So the next time that you hear somebody say, aren't carrots high in carbs, or there's a lot of fat in dairy, well, you might well be right, but I'd love you to challenge them on the primary purpose of eating those nutrients and hopefully help better guide them to make better food choices, but also make their food choices that little bit easier. So eating with primary purpose then, working out what your body needs at that time and working out whether the foods that you intend to consume are going to hit or miss that requirement. Thanks for watching.